Yeah,
He over.
he overthrew the guy by like
Yeah,
5 yards. He just lofted it in the end zone as if it was like fourth down and he needed to score. And it was
and there
like,
was like under 5 minutes left when Oklahoma
no.
got the ball.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
are
yeah,
you
yeah.
gonna edit this?
Huh?
Are
What
you
do you
gonna
mean?
edit this?
No, we're going, boys.
Oh shit! I didn't see who started. What the fuck?
The worst intro ever.
Yo! What's going
No, we
on?
need the energy high, man. We need the energy high.
um, yeah,
We're
the
different when the
energy
camera turns
is
on.
not great for the DeGen Central boys, unfortunately. But it's a new week. You got to have short mindset. Let's get into it. Michael, Andrew, welcome back. How you guys been?
Not good, man.
Had better days, man. Better days,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
Yeah, it's gloom.
fuck,
It's gloom
dude.
city in the DeGen Central. But
I was kind of just doing a big card, and I'm being honest here. I was doing a big card to give you guys an opportunity to kind of claw your way back in, and wow, that was not what happened. So I'm gonna go back to these short cards on games that I like, and I just want to, apologize to the DGen Central followers and people who may be taking some of the picks. I
See,
was not as confident as I needed to be to put it on my card, so I'm gonna fix that.
I'm kind of with you, man. I just wanted to do a big card. I gotta say, like, out of all the weeks, I probably did the least amount of research, but I was like, I didn't like the card, so I was like, I'm gonna make it interesting and have a lot of games on it. And boy, did that fucking fuck me. Like, honestly, that just completely fucked me. I mean, I gotta apologize too. That was just fucking pitiful. I don't know, man. That was just rough. Like, looking back at my card, I had, Louisville -5. They turned the ball over like 4 times, which resulted in 28 points. That was just a joke. Texas money line. I mean, fucking Sam Ellinger, you suck, dude. You are such a piece of shit. Syracuse, they just suck. I'm done trying to pick the ACC with those shitty teams. Like, you got your
Dude, you were a made extra point away from going over possibly with Pitt and
well,
B.
first off, that dude missed like 2 40-yarders and hits a 60 fucking yard field goal to
Yeah,
tie it
and
to
then misses
overtime.
a 2-yard
And he
extra
misses an
point.
extra point. Yeah, but like it's like I had a bunch of dogs, and fucking the biggest dog wins. BC was by far the biggest dog. I should have made them my do or die. Mississippi
170.
Mississippi State. Like, can we talk about that real quick? How do you have an air raid
No.
offense and you fucking score 2 fucking points? KJ Costello after week 1. Heisman. Mike Leach. Oh, the SEC's not ready for Mike Leach. Dude, they had 6 picks and 2 points. I think 2 points is more gross than having 0. I would have rather have them had 0. Like, that was so pathetic. And then LSU. I mean, Bo Pelini, the fact that he still had a job on Monday, he should be kissing at Orgeron. Like, that is pathetic. I mean, first off, to lose the game when you have the ball on the 1-yard line on, like, 1st and goal and not score, pathetic. But
No,
secondly –
I'm happy they lost, though. Keeping it that close to Missouri, fuck
Me
you,
too.
lose the game.
Me too. But, like, Bo Pelini, how do you let up that many points to Missouri? That's pathetic. And, Ed Orgeron there's no reason why he should have been hired in the first place. There's no reason why he should not be fired right now. I mean, get that fucking guy out of Baton Rouge. He's a disgrace. I mean, everything you built up last year, and this is like credit to Saban and Dabo and those Ohio State kind of, but like those teams that constantly win and they still win after. LSU did it, and they're fucking a mid-level team this year. They're not that good. And
yeah, that hammers the point that they are not on that regional level that the top 3 are. So it's or top 4, maybe not Georgia.
Yeah,
exactly. And then
the morning games for us were so like our morning slate. We might have been like a combined 2-20. Like, it was awful.
And you know what?
And then
I was looking at the card, and I know Nagy, he had Kansas State +9, and then he also had the over. But, like, I was looking at that, and I was like, dude, I love Kansas State. Like, TCU is not that good. And Kansas State, the way they play, it's tough for them to get blown out. You know what I mean? Like, not 10 points, not that it's blown out, but, like, I mean, it is kind of wild, though. They didn't have their quarterback. So, like, that was, like, I mean, I would have been very, like, scared to do it. But, like, if I would have never known and just been like, fuck it, let's roll with it, I would have been
Right.
completely confident in it. But I mean, like you did, Alina, I gotta apologize to everyone. If I lose my do or die this week, I gotta make a TikTok a day for 5 straight days. So I'm really hoping that does not happen. And really, I mean, if me and Nagy just want to fucking
The
chant.
viewer's choice TikToks.
Yes, the
Yeah,
viewer's choice. You can literally send us any. It has to be a dance though, but any dance that any of these fucking wiggle dickers and TikTokers do, you
But
send
then
it to us.
Texas Tech, like, how don't they cover 12 and a half?
I don't know.
Yeah, that, I mean, come on.
And then
Like,
Army just, I don't even know. Like, I'm never, like, I shouldn't have done that. Army was a dumb bet. I knew that. You knew it after the first quarter, obviously. But
that's the one. That's the one thing with Navy and Army. It kind of sucks, but like, if it spreads over a touchdown, even if it's like 7.5, 8, like, after the first quarter if you're covering that spread or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if they're down 2 touchdowns, they're not winning by any more than 3 to 7 points. But yep, I apologize. I know you. Hopefully, you guys probably hope I lose this week so I can do TikTok dances. But Nagy,
I'm right there with Michael. I also had 2 do or die plays last week. We've already talked about both of them. The Army played the fucking Citadel, and I kind of rolled off of Elena's picks to fade the Citadel. And Army's been oddly so.
They've been putting up the points, though.
They've been so efficient on offense, and I was like, oh, they're playing the Citadel, like they're going to be super efficient. And no, they just like it's almost like they treated it like a bye week for a lot of their starters, just try to like take it easy, put up the W, and move on the next week. And then I don't know if we were recording when I said it, but I double dipped Kansas State, the over 50.5 and the +9. And honestly, I really didn't know which one I was going to make my do or die because I love both of them so much. And I picked the wrong one, of course. But yeah, we'll go. So I'm on two do or die losing streak as well. Really don't want to have to shake my tits for TikTok, just blow up our follower count. I prefer that not to be a thing. But before we get into our week 5 results and where our overall stats are, just want to shout out our sponsor again real quick over at Save Our Livers. We probably did a lot of drinking after seeing how our cards were doing halfway through the college football day. Save Our Livers definitely would have helped out a little bit Sunday morning after all the depression drinking. They also have Victory Lap Kit over there, help you get over a really bad hangover. So check it out, saveourlivers.com. Any Victory Lap Kit you pick up helps fund and support our content creation. So give it a check out, saveourlivers.com. So
I only lost 3.7 units. What the fuck?
Yeah, so Alina had the best week 5, and was minus 3.7 units. He went 4 for 6.
That's not that bad.
And 0 for 1 on the do or die. Yeah, it's not that bad once you hear how Michael did. So Michael, second place of the 3 of us. Oh, but by the way, Alina now is still having a great season in college football, sitting at plus 15.2
wait, I gotta say this. You guys both disagreed with me, and I'm an idiot. I should have put it on my card, but I did not. Did I not tell you how exactly the Texas A&M Florida game was going to go?
Oh, yeah, you said it was going to be.
It's on your cards like you never said it.
I know. That's what I just said. Like, I'm a fucking idiot. I think all the games we talked about, I didn't like any to put on my card, but like I was kind of spot on a decent amount of them, and I was just fucking moron. But go on, Nagy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like sometimes you get you feel like you get too confident about like how a game flow is going to go, and then you just don't bet it because you tell yourself like, oh no way, I'm like that spot on with the prediction. But anyway, so Michael had the second best / second worst week 5, minus 7.9 units, 1-6 overall, and 0-2 on the do or dies. So Michael is still pretty close to even after like a week like that, which shows how well he was doing going into the week 5. So overall, Michael's now right around minus 2.5 units. Overall record of 15, 21, and 1, 4-4 on overall do or die plays. Again, 2 do or die losing streak. Alina's got a 1 do or die losing streak, and just as fast as I got into the black and units for college football is how fast I left it. And boy, did I leave it in a fashion. Going week 5, minus 10.6 burgers. I went for my record week 5 was 4-4, so it was just my do or dies really fucked me. So yeah, obviously 0-2 on the do or die plays. So now I'm minus 10.4 units. Overall record of 15 and 16 and 3, and 3 and 5 on overall do or die plays through 5 weeks. And I am also at risk of doing TikTok dances as I'm on a do or die losing streak.
Wait, so do we still get to pick though if it's the burgers or
You said what?
Yeah, we get to pick if it's the burgers or the TikToks, right?
I thought we agreed last week to just do the first time and the second. But yeah, if we want to vote, we can vote. But it's maximum.
The burgers, so
it's maximum 10 burgers.
Yeah.
But I mean that's.
I got the tags.
That's still, 10 burgers is still. I mean that's a fuck ton of burgers. Like it's not like that.
The burgers thing that's funny.
Yeah, and then the tweeting thing that goes with the burgers. It's not like that's gonna suck. That's just gonna be fucking annoying that you have to send 3 tweets a day complimenting this fucking person that you don't like. So like. I mean, yeah, we can vote and we can hold a vote, or we could put it to like a Twitter vote, or
a Twitter vote would be funny.
Yeah, like we'll say Nagy lost 3 in a row or Michael lost 3 in a row. Would you rather see him do a TikTok a day?
Yeah, I guarantee they pick the TikToks.
I don't know, dude.
They might do the burgers.
I was gonna say, seeing someone eat 10 burgers on a 40-minute show, that's tough. Like that's.
I agree. I just think
I bet people TikToks though, but
I think it kind of depends who loses too.
I think if it was you, Nagy, I think they'd pick the burgers, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like if they pick me, they might pick the TikTok.
We'll see. Just pick an L this week on the Dusky and we'll see.
Yeah, I just won't lose. I'm like I hate saying this because now I'm probably going to lose it, but I'm super confident my do or die. But you guys have anything left to say about week 5 before we get into the highlight games?
Yeah, I have a few things.
Yeah, go.
Texas, Tom Herman should be fired. I think that's just they're just not back. They're not they're not making any strides. They have a senior quarterback who's been there forever. They suck. Georgia's defense is insane. Tennessee's not quite back, but they're good. I think they're on the verge of becoming a better team. Jimbo got the win he needed, but he's got to build off that. I just it's kind of seems like we're even though I hate the Big Ten, we're just kind of waiting for the Big Ten to get back because then there's a lot more football on, and it's going to be interesting though with everyone in the SEC having to postpone, change games. We're now at a point of dude, how the fuck is the Big Ten going to do every game a week?
They're not. The Big Ten will collapse and fail if they hold those regulations that they're saying they have to hold.
That's my point. It's that. That was my thought on Monday when I saw Florida have the outbreak, and then when I saw Saban had it. This whole thing of and then Vanderbilt had to cancel. I don't know if that was last week or this week, but Vanderbilt had to cancel. I mean, Notre Dame's had to cancel. There's been so many teams that have had to cancel, and it's how the fuck are they going to do this? Because let's say Ohio State is down a game. How can you honestly, truly, say that they should be in if they play 6 games?
And the Big Ten is already terrible as it is. So
yeah, you got
one of those games happens to be against the top 3 teams in the Big Ten.
What if it's Penn State that gets canceled? It's okay, who the fuck did Ohio State
beat? Win over shitty Michigan, and then who else? Are they playing Wisconsin this year? Do they play every team now or no?
No, so they play every team in their side, and then they play 1 crossover or 2 crossovers, 1 or 2. So they play 8 games.
Yeah, the schedules came out yet or no?
Yeah, they're out. So they play Nebraska.
On each side. So you
Nebraska.
play
I don't know who their other one is though, but it's not Wisconsin. But so they play. So the Big Ten is 6 every team in your division, then 2 from the opposite side. And then what they do at the end of the year, it's 1 versus 2, or 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3. So you'll have Rutgers playing Well,
Or
they're on
no,
the same side, yeah. But
no,
Rutgers playing Illinois, Northwestern.
Illinois.
Like at the last, which I think is kind of fucking awesome because it's just gonna be football all day, and it's like
Yeah,
teams
that's
will
cool.
actually.
They should do that.
That's what I
Moving
was
on.
thinking because it's like Northwestern Rutgers isn't gonna be a terrible game because they both fucking suck.
Imagine if the SEC and the Big 12 did that too. That'd be fucking sweet. But I mean,
And championship Saturday though is literally just everyone playing.
Imagine though if how like the 2 versus 2, how big of a game that would be for them.
That's what I'm
left out.
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know how much of a strength like what if Penn State played Nebraska and it's 7 versus 8 and SEC has 3 teams lose. It's like that would make the playoffs so awesome. But enough about that. Those are
Ohio State has Illinois as the other one.
Yeah, we said that like 2 podcasts ago. We said like if they were gonna try an 8-team playoff, like the COVID year is most definitely
that would be
a
sweet.
great year to try it out. Like why not?
The best testing year to do it.
And it takes so much more, like maybe a little more stress at like the 8-9 seeding. But wouldn't you rather fuck up seeding at 8 and 9 versus 4 and 5?
100%. I was just about to say, like, if
you're on the brink of the 8-9, then that's on you.
Right. Because even if you fuck up the seeding at 4
we're pushing a 2-loss team at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like even 6, like give like the 1 and 2 the bye, but like. Because if you fuck up at 4 and 5, those teams are going to play each other anyway if you play a first round of 6 or 8 teams, but whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, just while we're talking about the Big Ten, shout out IU. Dude, we got absolutely fucked on like the crossover games for like, how, like you said, you play the 6.
Who is it?
Well, on the other side, we
Minnesota?
Wisconsin. Oh, never mind. I thought I misread one of the teams, but yeah, we have to play the best team on the other side.
And then who's the other team?
Well, because IU side of the Big Ten is so much more stacked than.
Yeah. So who's the other one?
Purdue lucked out. They got I think they play Rutgers in Maryland. Like Purdue got.
Or does Purdue count as one of IU's?
Oh, it's Purdue. It's Purdue. It is Purdue. Yes.
Yeah, Purdue. Yeah.
No. So they got Rutgers and IU. My fault. But
yeah, that's what.
But IU, Wisconsin, Purdue, that kind of sucks because Wisconsin's good and then Purdue's a rivalry game, and
because they kept all like those
rivalries,
games.
Yeah.
Which come on, the Big Ten has like 150 trophies, and like some of them, like the teams have played 18 times. It's like
what's that? The IU and Purdue won the cum bucket or whatever.
Yeah, the cum bucket, and then what's the spit on? Is that Michigan State and?
Yeah, that's the spit on. Just get spit on trophy or whatever.
Who is it? Who do they play? It's Michigan State and.
It's Michigan State.
That's right, the spit on trophy. All right, let's get into the fucking games.
All right, so we got 3 highlight games we're going to talk about before we get to our cards. So we did have Alabama on here, we did have LSU on here. LSU, Florida, obvious reasons, not talking about it. Got canceled, postponed, whatever. Fuck COVID. So first game we're going to talk about is BYU going into Houston. Houston kind of a unknown team so far, in my opinion. BYU looks kind of consistent, high scoring. So BYU is going in -5 on the road, over under 62.5.
So Houston,
every game's been postponed except one.
Yes. So they finally played Tulane. And Tulane has done this 2 times this year where they're up double digits in the first half. Well, they didn't end the half up double digits, but they were up like 24-7. Now, granted,
in the
Houston,
first quarter, right?
And granted, Houston had a pick 6 and a fumble 6. Tulane scored 14 points off those 2 plays.
Oh, okay.
But once Houston's offense kind of settled down and got going, they were fucking rolling. I mean, could not be stopped one time.
And Houston will have fans, right?
Yes, they will have fans. And you got to think getting that first game out of is pretty big for you. You know what I mean?
Did they have another one postponed in between this game and that last one though, or no?
I do not know. I know they've had, I think, 3 games postponed. But you got to think after postponing so much, getting one game under your skin feels great BYU, I was actually kind of high on, and then they played Texas San Antonio and had to squeak out a 6-point win. So I was like,
They let up some points late there. I didn't watch it, but I was looking at the thing.
Who, Houston? BYU.
No, BYU. Like, they were up, 21, I guess, going into that. In the fourth quarter, they were up big, and then they let up to 14. Now, I'm not saying it was garbage time.
Yeah, so they were up 20. They were up 21-6, but 21-6, and then they scored a touchdown to make it. Okay, yeah, but still, I don't think Texas San Antonio is that good. I think it's gonna be a good football game, though. I think this is gonna be a really good football game. It's on a Friday night. I think Houston's gonna be fired up because they're finally playing again. BYU is gonna come ready to play. I mean, BYU is a good football team this year. They're not gonna fucking back down. But I like Holgerson in this spot. Getting 5 at home. I know home field's not that big, but I think playing with fans is even a little bit kind of helps you get a little fired up, especially when you have student sections there, because those kids are all hammered, just screaming. So
they have student sections.
A lot of the schools who are allowing fans are having student sections. They put them completely away from all of the actual fans. So it's the student sections, and then everyone else is all in the other sections. I like Houston though in this spot.
This is the battle of the unbeatens.
Yeah, they're both unbeaten. You can make an argument 100%, even though Houston will only be 2-0, because they're supposed to be decent this year, that if they beat BYU, they'll be ranked next week.
Probably.
So I like Houston in this. I like Houston in this spot.
Yeah. So when did they play Tulane? Was that last week?
It was last Thursday. So they
got okay. So yeah, they have not. So they're going for the first time. They have back-to-back games actually going to happen. Barring some crazy stuff. So
well, it's Wednesday and they play Friday, so you would think we'd find out.
Yeah. So we should already know at that point. But I think BYU is Houston that good? Could you rule a look ahead game for BYU possibly, and just they?
You could definitely rule a look ahead, because Texas San Antonio sucks, and Houston is going to be one of the better teams BYU plays all year, because BYU's schedule is they had to just find a bunch of different opponents. You know what I mean? So it's not the toughest. So Houston's probably 1 or 2. Them and Army are probably the 2 best teams that they play. So you definitely could be a look ahead, but this is I think this is gonna be a great football game. This might be one of the best football games this weekend. This could be a back and forth.
Tough for it to be the 5-point line. If I had to take a guess, I'd go BYU here. They've showed us a little bit more, but that's strictly ruling, just calling that UTSA or whatever the fuck UTEP game a fucking fluke. So
yeah, for sure.
They dominated everybody else. I was
gonna say you have a longer list of games to look at to prove that they've
I think them having all these games under their belt will help them a little bit. It may not be much. Once you get in there and maybe super early, it could favor BYU, which could lead to them steamrolling. But yeah, I'd go BYU here. I'm not necessarily sold on Houston. They look sloppy, like we were talking about for a little bit. So we'll see how they come out.
Yeah. I think that's a good point about how many games both teams have played from a film standpoint, because I think Houston recent years has had more focus on defense for wins and stuff. So I kind of like the under here, 62.5. Houston, if it was a look ahead, they would have a good game plan for defense, because BYU's been kind of ferocious on offense in spots this year, just banging out points really early in games. If you could get a 7-7 first quarter,
BYU
the
55.
The under would be super strong at 62.5. So on the spread side,
wait, you said you like the under?
Yeah, I like the under of the 4 choices. 62.
Yeah, I don't like that under at all.
Because if Houston
Yeah.
starts rolling, BYU is going to score some points.
Yeah, if they
Right.
start, the
I was
floodgates
just
could be
making a point
open
about
to like 80 to 80.
Houston's defense more than Houston's offense. I just think it's going to be they're going to try to pace out BYU's offense and keep them off the field kind of thing. I think if they do that, 62.5 is not going to come close.
You're saying you think BYU is going to try to keep Houston's offense off the field?
No. Houston's defense is going to like slow them down and then get the ball back quick, keep BYU off the field.
Houston scores quick though.
Yeah, I was going to say Houston's offense isn't set up to
Yeah,
do that,
I didn't see the one game they played, but I just know past couple of years Houston's defense has been more kind of focused on like for their team as a whole. So that's just my opinion. I don't really know much about these two teams yet. Definitely not on my card. So
Okay.
I have no further comment on this game.
Okay.
It's more of a prediction than an educated guess.
No, you put all your time in the lab on your games and your games only. I respect that after our weeks last week.
Yeah, we'll see. Don't jinx me too hard yet.
Yeah,
All right.
you gotta do something. Shit.
Next game we got prime time, 8:00 Saturday. Boston College going to Nevada Tech. Funky line, 12 points. Boston College underdog. So Boston College plus 12, Virginia Tech minus 12. Over under also 62.5.
Dude, I don't get this line at all. I know Vatek kind of played with North Carolina, but they were getting killed at first and came back, and they also had they could not stop North Carolina. I know Vatek they had a bunch of DBs out with either the last week of quarantining for COVID or they were injured. They were playing some receivers at DBs, I guess. I don't know. That's what my Vatek guy told me. He could be completely wrong, but I just think the way BC plays, they play good defense and they run the ball and they kind of grind it out. 12 points is just too much. And Vatek likes to run the ball. I know they go fast, they can score and blah, blah, blah. I just think it's too many fucking points. I think Vatek wins the football game, but I like BC in the plus 12 spot. I took them last week. BC might be one of the only teams I've been right on all fucking year. And I like BC plus 12.
BC is 3-1 against the spread, while Vatek is 1-2.
Yep.
So I'm not sure where this line's coming from either at all. Really.
Well, it's also if you want to look at common opponents, BC played North Carolina almost tougher than Vatek did.
Same with was Duke similar? Or did BC beat Duke or no?
They did.
Yeah, because Duke was over going into this week again.
So BC beat Duke by more than Vatek did as well.
That's what I'm saying.
I forgot.
No, both they both played them at home. But that's what I'm saying is you look at common opponents and everything. I don't know.
I haven't watched BC at all. Do they struggle with high-powered offenses that can just turn it on at any point? Is that?
They held North Carolina to 26 points.
But the problem is with that one, you could chalk that up to that was a month off for them, so maybe a little rust is there for North Carolina's offense.
Yeah, but BC hasn't let up a lot of points all year to any. They've pinned their defense has been pretty solid
I agree
all
with
year.
That. But I'm just trying to understand how this could possibly be. The line could possibly be this.
I don't know.
They have held everybody, but it's they held Duke, Texas State, and then Pitt to 30 isn't holding them that low, but it's
overtime.
A lot. Yeah, overtime. So 24, 23, or 24.
24, yeah.
But yeah,
but you got to think that.
I honestly kind of chalk up that North Carolina one to them being a little bit rusty. But that's the only way I can even rationalize this line being that, because it literally makes no sense other than that.
Yeah, this line should be
seems like a no-brainer to lay the points here, but
this line probably would be 7.5 or 8.
Yeah, I was thinking a touchdown.
6.5 would be 6.5, 7. Yeah, I can't. I'm not sold on BC at all. I would never bet this, but my pick would be Vatek minus 12. I don't think BC is very, very good necessarily. I think Pitt's pretty mediocre. So is Virginia Tech. I just think BC is just due to just fall off the rails here soon.
Right. I was about to say I'm getting very big Texas Tech, Iowa State vibes on this line.
Yeah, that could be a big thing. That's what I like. We didn't really talk about it much, but that's a really good point. Like Texas Tech, I think the public hammered that plus 12.5. So these guys know something that we don't. I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to Vatek's defense, like North Carolina State's not a horrible team by any means, and Vatek beat the fuck out of them. So like, you know,
yeah, it's just tough when all we see is these teams beating up on each. It's like across the board so far. Like ACC is doing it.
Yeah,
like they're all just trading wins, which is very characteristic for a lot of these conferences. I'd say the Big 12 does it kind of, but not the SEC and the ACC usually.
Yeah,
the top's usually at the top, and the bottom stays at the bottom for the most part.
Yeah,
sure.
that was the point I was going to make before we started talking the games this week was, I mean, usually you can build some kind of resume for a lot of the middling teams that you might end up betting, like closer to like this part of the season. But it's been so inconsistent.
Yeah,
like shared matchups. And
right.
Stuff.
I usually have like a team I like from each conference or a team that I hate, so I'll bet against them. Like Vanderbilt in the SEC, Kansas in the Big 12, and there's not really one in the ACC. Honestly, all of them have had their moments.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm getting big Texas Tech, Iowa State vibes now that we've been talking about it. I do like this under even more than the last under we were just talking about. BC has been playing decent defense. I have watched a couple of their games just because they've been on my card, especially this last week. Michael and I both took the money line. This game also is not going to be on my card. I would like venture more to put like a half unit or like a third of a unit on BC's money line than I would bet like a full unit on plus 12. I know that makes no sense, but it's just that thing where
I get what you're saying. Like you either think that they're going to get blown out or have a chance to win at the end, and you wouldn't.
Right. That's kind of what I'm feeling.
I get what you're saying.
Because if the defense shows up, they're in this game. It's going to be down to the last possession. But if their defense comes out flat and Vatek goes up 10 or 14 off the rip, then they're not going to cover.
So what's the under here?
62.5.
Yeah, I like that underplay, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the money line's plus 330. So
well,
I mean,
I think if
it's under, then you go plus 12.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. We've spent way too much on this game because it's not really like a huge game. But if BC covers, the under's gonna hit. Like, there's no way BC's winning.
I agree. That's right. I guess that's a good point.
Maybe do Vatek in the under just to try to get lucky and hit them both.
I guess that's a good point. Like, if you double dipped, you'd have to like the 12 for BC.
Yeah, but fuck this game. Literally, people probably.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is and we got a big one right now. I mean.
Yeah, going off that note, I usually scroll through DraftKings just to keep the points up, but since the news about Saban's drop, getting COVID,
Saban's got the cocoa.
There's no line, but Michael's going to give us what we're going to go off for this pick and what we might use for our card. So he'll give you an update.
Yeah, so our sponsor, DraftKings, took it off the book. So I did just see a tweet, though, that it was from let me find it. It was from Stuart Mandel, that fucking little rat weasel douchebag. I can't stand him. But as of 7:06, FanDuel's line movement, it is now Alabama minus 3.5, minus 188 money line. So we'll go
this is in Tuscaloosa, obviously, right?
Yes, this is in Tuscaloosa. Yeah. We'll go with the 3.5 on this game. This is a really interesting game. Obviously, Georgia, Bama, crazy. Like, this is I know it's a weird season, but Mac Jones through his first 3 games, it's like the best 3-game start to a season that any Alabama quarterback has ever had, and it's like by a lot. And think of like Tua the few years, like they had some, like they were scoring like 45 points a game until they got to the meet and greet, end of their fucking schedule.
Here's the thing. They usually play terrible. I mean, so is the back is not as good this year. Like they're throwing the ball a lot more. That's correct, right?
No, their running back's Najee Harris. He's a stud. He started for 3 years.
But they're letting up so many points that have they
They're
haven't been
going down and scoring quick.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know. I guess it is. I'm just trying to chalk it up to something because I read that stat and then someone's reply was like, oh, that makes sense. It was like
game one,
they
he
play
had
they play those shitty teams early, and against shitty teams you can just run. Like you don't need to like in the first 3 games, right? Like they usually play like a Stanford.
well, they normally play like they normally play like a USC or like a Louis, like a team like that. Then they'll play a shitty team because they only play 3 non-conference, so they only play 2. I mean, one's a decent team, one's a shitty team.
Yeah. So they got the USC, and that's just like a okay, I got you. That's crazy.
So,
though. I mean,
okay. So like the first 2 games, like he rushed for 100 yards against Missouri, only 40 against Texas A&M, but they had 20 completions for 400 yards. So every time they were throwing, they were just completing it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like anything like that. But this last game against New Miss, he had 23 carries, 206 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Wow.
And the quarterback was averaging 15 yards per attempt, per completion.
Is this the per attempt or per completion?
Per completion.
Oh, okay. Do they this has got to be the worst BAMA defense in the dynasty, right?
See, but that's the thing though. Like they didn't play bad against Missouri or to A&M. A&M scored a touchdown late. Like so, it's like.
No, I'm not saying they're throwing more because of that, but it just is, right? It's got to be the worst defense.
Yeah, I mean, it probably. But other than Missouri, the Georgia's offense is going to be the worst offense they played. Like as bad as Ole Miss's defense is, their offense is that good, and like.
Yeah.
Everyone has been saying like their like their receivers and everything, like with Kiffin, like they're going to score points. Like that was like the consensus in the beginning of the season and the SEC media days. All that stuff was like they're going to score a shit ton of points, but their defense might be the worst defense in football, so they're going to give up a fuck ton of points. I don't know. Did you see the report where it was like they knew Bama's signs?
No, I did not.
But like there was a report that Nick Saban thinks that anytime they check, that Ole Miss knew exactly what they were checking to. And I mean, Kiffin was like, "Well, I mean, we call our play before you make your check." So how? But it's like you also can check after they check, you know. But I mean, who knows? I mean, I think New Miss's offense is good, but like that specific game, that had to. I mean, I think it was, but that had to have been. You know, Bama's worst defensive performance under Saban ever. I mean, clearly that was so.
Well, other than the national championship, they let up 63, right, or whatever. Or was that 56?
Yeah, that probably was, but I think
regular season.
Yeah, regular season. I don't even think it's a question. Yeah, but like, so. But I don't know. So their offense, though, is like – I mean, this offense is absolutely insane. Like that Waddle, Devontae Smith, both probably going to be first-round draft picks. Then you have this Mechie kid who's just a stud. They just plug in all these guys. And then you have Najee Harris, who we were talking about. Like the dude's a stud. I mean, he rushed for 5 touchdowns. I don't know if you saw it. But, like, I think Clemson didn't have 645 yards. So points-wise, yes, but I think Ole Miss had the most yards ever on Nick Saban's defense. But you know, Georgia's offense is not even close to as good as they're going to see, especially with this quarterback that they have. They like to grind it, pound it. So it's like, you know, which is going to prevail? Is because Georgia's defense is by far going to be the best defense anybody plays this year. They're the best defense in football. But, like, Alabama might have the best offense in football in terms of being able to actually run the ball, have 3 different receivers go for 150 yards. You know, they always have a good tight end. They have a good offensive line again. They're supposed to have, like, 2 guys go in the first round. So it's like –
Did Tennessee have any, like, cheap turnover points, or were those all legit 21 points?
Tennessee score off of turnovers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a pick on the 48-yard line in the second quarter, and then the next play had a 48-yard touchdown catch. So that one – but, like, Georgia –
That's kind of cheap, but it's still –
Georgia, in reality, they had – I mean, the first 2 drives, they had 2 fumble recoveries for 14 points. They didn't score, but it put them in, like, they had 2 cheap touchdowns to score. So
yeah.
It's like, I mean,
I was just trying to understand how good Georgia's defense really is, because I think Auburn is not a real good test of that, and I was curious if Tennessee really is or not. But it's not it's like you said, nothing will compare to either side of this coin with how good the offense is and how good the defense is. I
think Tennessee had 14 of their 21 points off of turnovers.
Okay. So maybe it is pretty good. I'm not like saying.
Oh, wait. I totally forgot. Yeah. The second play of the game, Georgia fumbled
inside the red zone, right?
No, it was a return for a touchdown. So
it was returned for. Oh yeah. Okay,
yeah. So
I forgot about that play.
So in reality, they had 14 points off of turnovers, and one of them was an actual return for a touchdown.
Yeah. If this was a 3, if this was a -3, it would be my mortal lock without it. I think Bama's going to win the game, and I just don't see how it's going to be by 2 or 1. So
this is going to be one of those games though that we're watching it and it's going to feel loud. We're going to actually feel like it's fucking legit.
Yeah. I wish it'd be
awesome.
Sweet if this game was in Georgia. That place is way overpacked. It'd be loud as fuck.
They definitely have more than 25% people.
Oh yeah, and. It's just I'm pretty confident in Bama. I don't think Georgia's really going to be able to stop them.
I am too. If Bama's defense, I think Bama's defense is the type of defense where they're probably going to let up yards, but they're going to force a few turnovers. You know what I mean? I think they're that.
On top of that, it's Georgia's offense is just
I agree.
Every single game, against Arkansas, against fucking Tennessee.
Well, it wasn't Auburn. Any team they play, they're not going to I have confidence in Bama's defense if you're going to line up and just run at me. I don't have confidence of them if you're spreading out 5 receivers throwing because I don't think
exactly. Just
what does Georgia do?
Kiffin was doing, yeah.
But what does Georgia do? They line up and they run right at you. That's what they do. So
you're catering right to where Alabama would be more successful on defense.
100%. And I think with Uncle Nick getting the cocoa, I think Alabama's going to be are you fucking kidding me? You went after our coach?
What's going on?
No one else
is no one else going to get COVID? How he's with everybody, right? The coaches and all that.
I don't think he's next to him, and he that type of I think he stays kind of far away. It sounded like when they someone said that, and someone who's been at a practice actually he kind of stays away and just barks out orders and does everything, and he'll yell he doesn't get as many players' faces right now and all that kind of thing. But everyone tested negative but him. So I'm sure.
So is he going to coach over Zoom or try to do what that one guy did or no?
I bet he just fucking gives him the whole game plan, and you know what I mean. I feel if you're coaching over Zoom, that's too hard to okay, we gotta make a split decision. Oh, Uncle Nick is fucking cutting out on Zoom. You know what I mean? Or we gotta wait 5 seconds to wait to hear what he said. I feel he's just gonna be that's just not gonna work. So I'm going to give you
dude, if somebody has COVID, what's stopping him from being up in a booth on his own,
Oh, you know how many people would freak out? But I completely agree. In his own booth by himself, he gets there 4 hours before anyone else.
Down when he's out of there.
He gets it 4 hours because it says he has no symptoms. So 4 hours before anyone else. But, they probably do another round of testing tomorrow or Friday. Now, let's fucking – knock on wood that no one else has it, because if this game gets fucking canceled, exactly, I'll be fucking pissed. But Alina said Bama. I like Bama too. Nagy, what do you like in this game?
Yeah, we saw that the over-under, right before the news came out, was it was 56.5 or 57. I think Alabama their offense matches up really well for what Alabama's defense is for right now, because Georgia's shown how successful they are at running. So if they're able to pass against a weak pass defense, it looks like they have, and then alternate between their strong run game, this is going to be a really good football game. And this could prove if this game is insanely good, there's probably going to be a strong argument for both of these teams to make the playoffs if they both have one loss against each other.
Yeah, but what sucks is you're saying they split the series.
Right, they one win.
Yeah.
I kind of feel Georgia would win Saturday, and then Alabama would win the SEC championship. That's just kind of this long-term scenario that's running in my head. because this game's not going to be on my card. Just too many things up in the air, especially with Saban out.
Yep.
What I heard you said, Bama's minus 180 something, but I'd be interested in hearing what Georgia is, just because they're rolling right now. Like they've only like that one bad half they had against Arkansas.
Georgia's plus 152.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's hard to bet against Alabama just because they are like one of the most consistent teams. Like even through last year, into this year, like you see LSU like already dumped off, other teams already dumped off, but Alabama's still right there. But long-term scenario, I like Georgia. They're going into a great game coming off of Auburn. Yeah, that Auburn game was so strong. It showed how.
Yeah, but last weekend proved Auburn sucks. They're not a good football team. They should have lost that game. They got bailed out off a bad call.
6 points, bro. Like that still is like something to be held.
Yeah, but then they should have turned around and lost to fucking Arkansas. The SEC refs bailed them out.
I know.
Arkansas put up more points on Auburn than Georgia did. That's scary.
I also think Arkansas is probably one of the most underrated teams in the SEC now.
They're probably not a good team, but they everyone thought they were going to be the Arkansas last year.
They're the third worst. I think they're right where they're the third worst.
Yeah, but going into this,
I mean, I'm not saying their team.
Going into the season, everyone thought they were by far the worst team, and they are not even close to the worst team.
Them and Vandy are right there.
Oh, dude,
no, I just mean like
the past 3 years, they're the worst team in SEC every year. They're legit the worst.
By like a game, though.
I just mean Arkansas's play has been surpassed their expectations for this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For sure.
That's what I mean. I don't say they're gonna keep playing like this, but for how well Arkansas has been playing, I don't know. That's just my take. This game's not gonna be on my card, but it's definitely not a gimme for Alabama. So I don't know. I guess I like the over more than the line, over 56.5 or 57. I don't know how that's going to fluctuate.
Yeah,
we don't have a certain line since Saban's been announced out. But if the over under stays under 58 points, yeah, once it gets to 60, I'd probably stay away. 58 or lower, I'd probably take the over.
I feel that.
All right. Any more comments on that game?
No, let's get to the fucking business of the episode.
All right, yeah.
We need a good week from everyone. Like Nagy said earlier, if me and him lose our do or die, we will put to vote on Twitter on Sunday. TikTok dance one a day for 5 straight days. That will be posted to our TikTok, and you guys get to choose the TikTok dances or 10 burgers. Have to eat throughout the episode, and you have to tweet. I'll have to tweet Max Kellerman, Nagy, who are you, Sarah Spain. You have to tweet 3 nice things, quote tweet 3 nice things, follow up on a tweet of theirs, 3 nice things a day for 5 days. All right, I'll start my card off. And let's go. Bama minus 3.5. BC plus 12. Mississippi State money line. Cincy minus 3.5. Arkansas State minus 3.5. Houston money line. Virginia minus 2.5. And then my do or die.
Man, bro, that takes a lot of balls to stick with Mississippi State like that.
I just think A&M's gonna fucking be on their high horse.
No, I like it's a huge letdown spot for A&M. I like that.
It is. It'd be so if that happens, just shows how volatile all these middling teams are right now.
Yep.
All right, what about you, Alina? What's your card looking like?
No, you're going.
Oh, okay. Sorry, forgot. Who's the host?
Not you.
All right, so my first game, I got the Friday night game, SMU. I got a minus 6.5 against Tulane. Still kind of on the fuck Tulane train, but just a 1-unit play this time. And I think SMU is legit. I think they're really solid. So I like 6.5. Then my next one, I got Clemson minus 14.5 first half against Georgia Tech. They're 27.5 on the game, but I really like 14.5 first half against Georgia Tech. And then I got Auburn -3.5 against South Carolina. I think they're due for a bounce back. Kind of a rough start to their season. South Carolina has been kind of dog shit. Then I got the Kentucky-Tennessee game. I thought was going to be a lot closer. Oh, let's go. The line moved. That's fire. Anyway, I got Kentucky +6 now. It was 5.5. I think this is going to come down last possession. Give me the points. I also have Virginia -2.5, and then I got my do or die.
All right. I got Liberty -3.5. Pitt +13.5. Is it? No, I'm not. Fuck that. I'm not betting on that. I have Notre Dame. Is it first half? I'll take whatever it is. It's probably like 8.5, 9.
I'll check it.
And then, so it's Ole Miss at Arkansas, and they're -1.5.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
It's 9.5 for Notre Dame.
9.5. Okay.
I
I'll
think-
take that.
I think New Miss is 2.5. I could be wrong.
2.5. Okay.
Ole Miss is -2.
2.
minus
Okay.
2.
That's cool. And then shit. The problem with the thing is we didn't really talk about that with the Florida game. Like, yeah, you said A&M was going to win that, but it was a stop away from being the other way around. You know, like that 6.5, 7 is such a shit line. I hate those lines because it's literally just like one possession make or breaks the entire the entire thing. And if they're going head to head or just going back and forth blow for blow. But then I also like I might not put this on, but I'll just say it for now. Georgia Southern -31.5 against and then UNC minus, is it 13.5 or 14 against Florida State?
I saw 14.
And then Bama -3.5.
All right. My do or die is Navy midshipmen -1 against East Carolina for $5.
Nagy, what's yours?
Sorry, I was looking for did you say North Carolina or NC State?
North Carolina. I'll look. You took yours.
All right, so I'm still doing really poorly. I'm like 8 units behind Michael. I'm about 25 behind Alina. So this was going to be a 10 burger no matter what at this point. And the great thing, win or lose next week.
North Carolina is 14.5.
14.5.
The great thing is, win or lose next week, if I lose this one too, I'm just going to do 3 do or dies for 10 units and just keep fucking doing it the rest of the season. Until
if you're down 50 burgers though by the end of the year,
you're gonna be in a hole that you cannot dig.
No. Like
Yeah,
there's gonna be a big punishment if you're down.
Yeah, there will.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, if that's the case, I might just like throw in the towel and just keep giving good cards or try to give good cards. My cards have been
Good.
Wait.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
All right, go.
So my do or die is going to be, which this one also moved half a point in my favor moments before the podcast started. Cincinnati -3.5 up against Tulsa on the road. They're going to win by 2 touchdowns or more.
I like that.
10 units.
Wait, did you guys both take that or no?
I took it off
his card.
I took it on my card. He took it out of his.
Cincy is a great. I really like that pick.
Yeah, I like that pick.
I was probably going to lose now. That's we all like.
That's why I texted when the Chargers were up. I was like, "This is the pick of the century."
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about that. Fuck.
Olena, who you going with?
Yeah. So
you're on a 1, right? So like this one,
I'm on a 1.
It's not a huge, but I mean, if you lose it, then you're on the under the light next week.
Yeah. Wait, where the hell? Fuck, man, I lost it. I was looking right at the fucking pick. Sorry,
Good to
hold
see
on.
it.
I didn't write. I had it right in front of my face.
I'm adding Navy -1 to my normal card, by the way.
All right, sounds good.
Um,
Oh, I'm adding Memphis money line to my card too. While
Wow. Hey.
oh, my do or die is West Virginia money line. That's what it was.
How many dogs?
2 units.
2 units.
Yeah.
What?
No, that's post. Oh, no chance. Are you kidding me? They play
No, you
Kansas
have to.
at home.
It has to be a favorite. It has to be an underdog.
Bro,
No, I'm
you would be
kidding. What if people started doing that?
You would be
What if
risking.
people did that?
You'd be risking.
I didn't even know they played Kansas.
Olina, you would be risking 44 units to win.
No, on mine he would be risking 66.7.
Oh my
Should I do that?
God, no.
No, okay. So yeah, here's my actual pick. I like Clemson first half.
Ooh, good pick.
14.5. That's on my card as well.
You know what?
Oh, it's 14.5?
Yeah.
Oh God.
You still
All
want
right,
it?
I'll still roll with it.
2 units?
Put that
Yeah.
on my card. I like it. I'm gonna roll with the squad. Put that on my card.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Big
But
week,
just
boys.
the 2 units, Elena?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big week, boys. Let's fucking win some football. We'll see you next week.